Hey everyone, I'm Professor Huntington and I'm going to show you how the learning management system works for my course. We also say LMS sometimes for the learning management system. The one that we currently use at Nassau is Brightspace. You can access it by going to the NCC homepage, then going to MyNCC. And then you log into the portal. Once you get to the portal, you'll go to Brightspace. You should be able to navigate up in the top to find your courses. So right now I currently have the course in my development. I'm going to switch it right now to student view so you can see. Here's where I'm going to post the progress tracker, things like that, any schedule changes. So I will have weekly announcements. You can change these widgets if you like, so that you don't see them if you prefer not to have it too cluttered and you prefer to be more text heavy. And then you can navigate the course here. Here's the welcome. That's one way. Another way to navigate through the course is through the top menu here, and you can click on content. And then you have on the left here all of the same links. So in the welcome page, you can see some introductory videos and everything on why this course is important, some of the best practices, my information, the course syllabus, my office hours, and getting started will be here. Okay, diving into the work for the course will be over here in this link. So we're going to have 4 total units, and the first test will be units 1 and 2, and the second test will be units 3 and 4. And then at the end of the semester, you'll have an option to take a cumulative final, and out of the 3 exams, 1 will get dropped. So essentially, if you do well on the first 2 exams, you might not need to take the cumulative final if you already have a grade in the course that you like, because then out of those 3 exams, the cumulative final will have a 0, which will get dropped. Okay, so here you can see the 4 units. There is a semester paper that will be due. And I do recommend that you go to the Writing Center. It's great help, especially as a student. It's free, and it's nice to get that free help while you're a student. And here's where you would upload it in this link. So within this course, since I am using the modern classroom project style of learning, you will watch the lecture videos. You could watch them at home. If you don't watch them at home, you'll watch them in class. And you're going to use these guided notes to help you while you're watching the videos. You'll have options at times to watch the author's video of the textbook from Pearson or lectures of myself. And you only really have to watch one of them. And then after you watch the lecture, you're going to do the practice. Let's see if this works. Once you click on this the first time, you will be prompted to register for MyLab Math. Okay, there will be an option for you to access MyLab Math for 2 weeks for free in the beginning. I don't see the link right now, but it should be available. You buy it right away though if you like, and it seems like this is a new option, fall 2025, to have an AI tutor. Okay. Now, once you do that, you'll be able to see those assignments in those lecture videos. So for example, if I go in as an instructor, you'll be able to see. And so we have the must-do activities, which are watch the lecture videos, and the practice, which is on MyLab. So here's an example of the author video. Okay, so once you click on that, and the nice thing about these videos are you can skip around there. There will be different bookmarks for different objectives, and you can also speed it up if you like. If you click on that gear icon, you can have it go up to 2 times the speed or more. Let me move this so you can see it. So let's see if that works. Yeah, so you can go up to 2 times the speed. If you want it to be slower, you can too.
And 80 cents.
Okay, so that's an example of the author lecture videos. And with that, I will have the guided notes. So let's see if I could find those guided notes. It will be in the same area. Okay, so link to Pearson's guided notes. So these guided notes are going to be available so that you can import them into a tablet of your choice, and so you could turn this into a PDF. I like to use Notability in my iPad. I'll also, if you're taking the class in person with me, I'll have these available printed, so you can hand write your notes if you like. Okay, so it's basically the parts of the lecture that you don't need to copy so much. It'll help you move through those videos a little faster, just like the questions that are posed and so on. Okay, so going back, so there's going to be those guided notes, and then once you watch those lecture videos, you must do the practice. The practice will look like this, and with the practice you get multiple attempts at the questions. If you need help, you could choose Ask My Instructor, and it sends me a link to this, but I would urge you to try the other help resources before automatically going to email me right away, because sometimes it will take me a while to get back to you. And there are great resources here. So these are options that everyone will have on MyLab, regardless if you got that edition of the AI tutor and things like that. So there's options like Help Me Solve It, and let's see, View an Example. Help Me Solve It helps you solve this exact answer, and then when you're done, it generates a new question with different numbers, and so you have to answer the new question in order to move on. If you choose View an Example, it doesn't use up an attempt because it's showing you the same question with different numbers. And same as the textbook. Okay, and sometimes it also has the video link in here as well. So this is excellent resources for you to use if you're getting stuck. You also may work in groups on the homework. But remember, you want to master this. You need to get an 80% on the homework in order to move on to the mastery check, which you will need to get an 80% on your own without any of the help resources in order for you to move on to the next topic. So that's what you must do. You must do that MyLab work. Now, the should do and aspire to do work can be found down here, and that's from the classwork packets. You can find a link to them as PDFs here. If you're taking the class in person with me, you'll be able to have printed copies of those. Even if you are taking it online with me, you can email me and let me know if you're going to be around campus. I can leave those copies for you with the secretaries. Okay, here's a brief video on how to use the classwork packets. This is great. These are links This is a link to all the videos that I created of myself explaining those classwork questions, okay? And then if you don't need to watch that whole video, there's another option here. You can just look at the board scan, and that's the final board scan of whatever I worked out when I explained those questions. So for example, you can look at this. Ta-da! And sometimes I have multiple versions, but this will help you if you're getting stuck on those questions. And that's basically the learning management system that we're going to be working on. So it's the Brightspace through MyNCC, and then there are links in the Brightspace that go to the MyLab Math, where you're going to be doing your must-do practice, and you'll find the author's lecture videos there. Have a great day.